Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Mess. So, Tarek, and continuing the series that an analog in your pocket. You're just happy to see me, and it's fun to say that Analogue OS 2.2 is here. It came out as of late Thursday evening, and I love doing videos on the new OS updates, not only what they bring to the table, but what they actually leave behind and don't yet complete, because as much fun as these updates are, there's still some things on the Pocket side that I'm definitely waiting for Analogue to bring over, some things that I think are long past due, and I'll talk about in the video today. But the great part is Analogue's definitely getting a lot faster on their update scheme. You'll see this was from the the release notes right here, but if we take a look down below, we're really going to see how much more motivated Analogue seems to be on these OS updates. We got 2.1, 2.0, and 1.2 all from December 7th to January 17th. Within a month and 10 days, we got 3 OS updates. And if we go back to the previous update from there, we were on a May 4th was the last time Analogue Pocket was updated. Seems like Pocket's becoming a very popular product for Analogue, and they must be selling a ton because it seems like a lot of their focus outside of previewing Analogue 3D is going towards the Pocket side of things now that the Duo has shipped. Now they're going to give you directions on how to update your Analogue Pocket firmware, and it's going to just basically have you put the file onto the root of your directory. But there's way easier ways to do this, and I've showed you before, but I'll explain it one more time. You can just drop the firmware onto the SD card. This is an old clip from an old video, but honestly I find it much easier just to use Pocket Updater because that's going to take care of everything for you. But whatever firmware you have on the root of your card, make sure you delete it before you update. You'll see here this is from the 2.1 video, but if you run Pocket Updater, you can just do update all or update firmware as well. This will bring down the most recent firmware. It's basically like 10 to 15 minutes behind when Analogue puts that up on their website. And when you run Pocket Updater, it'll download the new firmware, drop it on the root directory of your micro SD card, and all you do from there is put the SD card back into your Analogue Pocket and turn it on. Now, I do not advise updating the firmware if you're not on power. I just do it for the camera. And there's also an upgrade to the dock as well. So once you actually plug your Pocket into the dock, you'll get a little message on your screen saying that it's time to update the dock. Go ahead and do that as well. Now, to ensure you're on the right OS, just go ahead to About, and you're going to go to Analogue OS, and you'll see V2.2 with all of the different patch notes that's coming over on the 2.2 OS update. We're going to go through them line by line to kind of talk about what's actually happening here. It's added support for the Analogue Pocket Adapter Set, which is TurboGrafx 16, PC Engine Super Graphics, Lynx, Neo Geo Pocket, and Neo Geo Pocket Color. That means that once these arrive, and they are seemingly shipping right now, you'll be able to put in your Neo Geo and Neo Geo Pocket Color games and play them on your Analogue Pocket, because obviously we have Neo Geo from Hotego on board, but Color is not here yet, so it's going to be great to get those adapters. I did pre-order a set, but let's see how long it takes Analogue to actually ship them to me. My Pocket was a very, very long wait. I'm kind of expecting the same thing with the adapters, but you're also going to get PC Engine and TurboGrafx cue cards. And obviously we still have a PC Engine core, so this is just to play your original games, which is a lot of fun, and it is the promise of Analogue Pocket, but I feel like 90% of people are on the OpenFPGA side now. Let me comment down below and tell me which cores you're playing and which ones you want to use real games on. But the Atari Lynx is going to be a ton of fun because there are a lot of fun games there. And speaking of those adapters, you're going to see here that they shipped February 2024, which was a couple days ago, and a few people I know have gotten shipping notifications. I haven't seen one yet, but I think I probably pre-ordered these late, so I may be into some sort of different round that I'm not aware of. But it is fun that these are coming. It's going to let you play those original cartridges, and for something like Lynx, obviously that's going to be even more fun of a time compared to OpenFPGA. Now back to the release notes, you're going to see memories and sleep-wake functions are now supported for TurboGrafx 16, PC Engine, Super Graphics, and Lynx, and honestly those first 3 systems are basically the same. And while I don't have any footage of that, we've gone over save states, and a lot of you have been talking about how you want to see them come to more cores, so at least on the adapter set side, we're going to be seeing those save memory functions as well as the sleep and the wake. And you'll see now you can also boot to cartridge, you can skip the screen detail screen, which is something that I think a couple people may have wanted. There's also been some fixes on the dock. It's going to fix controllers that's occasionally not responding, which I have seen, and it adjusted the display alignment. I actually found out just a week ago that apparently the dock does not center its screen. It was 8 pixels off to the right. Thanks to Andy D for telling me that, and apparently now it has been fixed, and that is awesome to see. And there's going to be a lot of fun on the cartridge size as well. Obviously something like Twin B, you can just play under OpenFPGA, but I do have a metric crap ton of these games in my collection, so it will be fun every once in a while to slide one into the back of my Analogue Pocket. Now on the side of things that are not here yet that are literally disappointing me every single time, how is Analogue not yet brought compatibility over to their DAC for the Pocket? There's so many fun games on the Pocket, yet literally this only works with the Mega SG and the Super NT. No other hardware that Analogue has produced before those or after those works on the DAC, and that's just an absolute disappointment. It is a very nice piece of hardware, but it is so limited feature-wise to just 2 platforms, and Analogue Pocket should come over, and I'm really not sure what's taking the time here. Because if you come over to Twitter, this user here, going to try to pronounce the name RNDMNK3, is going to eat Analogue's lunch, because they already have a working prototype of getting analog video signals out of the Pocket from the cartridge port. They've been previewing this on Twitter. I've been following along with it, and it does seem to be very interesting. But this is not how things should be, and it's as much fun to talk about what these OS updates don't bring us as what they do. Users should not be beating Analogue to the own punch as far as analog output is concerned. I want to play my Pocket on a PVM, I want to play my Pocket on a CRT. They have DAC, yet people on Twitter are modding their consoles as proof of concept to show you that you can get analog video out of the cartridge port. I don't know why Analogue made DAC if they're not planning on using it for so many different functions. They have a lot of hardware, and so many people keep asking me when I think you're going to be able to use your Pocket on a CRT or a PVM. I have absolutely no idea. It seems like DAC's almost like a forgotten about feature for Analogue, but I really do hope it comes soon, because they're talking about having all these outputs, RGB, component, S-video, composite, and analog audio, and they show the PVM. I want to be able to play that on my Pocket, because on the Mr. FPGA side of things, this is something I've been doing for the last 4 years. So many of these games look great on the Pocket screen and look good over HDMI, but so many of them look so much better when you put them on a CRT television. Mr. FPGA has gotten to the point now that we have Groovy Mr. and Groovy MAME, where you can basically just play MAME games on your CRT television, as well as using something like Mr. Cast to play modern games over Analogue as well. Pretty much on the Mr. side of things, anything you want to play via Analogue, all the cores, Groovy Mr., Groovy Main, Mr. Cast are working right now today. I want that for Analogue Pocket. I've been waiting for the longest time waiting to see an update. I can watch Pete and Pete through my Mr. FPGA on my PVM all day long and have an absolute blast. But when it comes to the Analogue Pocket, we have these screens that the Pocket has, and we have the dock to give us HDMI out. While we have got a lot more video modes across a lot more cores, honestly, I just want to plug this HDMI out into the DAC and then be able to play my Pocket on my PVM the same way I do on Mr. FPGA. But it is fun that those cartridge ports are finally shipping, because those did seem to be a little bit delayed. They talked about Q4 2023. Obviously now it is Q1 2024, but it is nice to see that Analogue's actually getting this stuff out the door to users, and I am looking forward to getting mine. But that is the result of OS 2.2. I'm really hoping 2.3 brings us something more fundamental. I want more controllers supported, and I want DAC support as well. Because the last 3 firmwares brought us so much, 2.2 feels a little bit light, but I am glad that they at least fixed a few of the problems in the background. Sure that if you have any questions, leave them down below, but I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.